Hi guys, I'm back today with another book review, and today's book review is one that's I read earlier this year, and it's a special book and one that hits close to me in many ways. And today's book happens to be The Unexpected Journey by Emma Hemming Willis. And there's two reasons I want to read this book. The first is my mama. She had Alzheimer's disease, and I was her caregiver. And the second reason is because Bruce Willis is my favorite actor, and I've been following along in his dementia battle. Many readers will probably got this book or read it because they want to learn more about Bruce's life now that he's got dementia. Now, Emma, she does talk a little bit about Bruce. She talks about how they met, what their life was like, and what a fun-loving, caring husband, father he was. Then she talks about how she first noticed that something was wrong in her search for answers, which she struggled with many dead ends till she finally got his diagnosis. And she talks about his life dementia, how it impacted their family, and some decisions she has to make. Although she does talk about her and Bruce's life, the book is mainly a self-help book for caregivers, anybody who has relatives dealing with dementia or other illness. Again, the Alzheimer's diagnosis leaves you with a mixture of emotions. It gives you a sense of relief that you finally know what's wrong with your loved one, and now you can take steps to help them, give them treatment. But then you're also feeling anger and sadness because your loved one, they're gonna start losing memories, forgetting about you, forgetting about special moments throughout their life, and won't be able to take care of themselves like they used to. So if you've ever been in the caregiver's situation before, you know how difficult it is. Emma has become an Alzheimer's and a dementia advocate ever since Bruce's FTD diagnosis, and with her book, she's helping other caregivers like her in need. Now, I know she's been under some criticism. People have said that she's her family's worth millions. She can afford better health care for Bruce, and of course, there's criticism of her moving him into another home, and she does address them in the book. And even though she defends her actions, there's still gonna be people critical of her every decision. But as she explained, people, they often have to make the same decisions when they're in the caregiving position, because you gotta understand what you can afford, and will you eventually have to move your loved one to a nursing facility or to another home. So those are some things that, as caregivers, we have to understand and make decisions about ourselves. So like I said, even though she gets a lot of criticism, her caregiving journey isn't that much different than ours, because it's an emotional and stressful time being a caregiver, because you're so focused on taking care of your loved one and making sure they're comfortable that you don't have any time for yourself. You don't focus on yourself. And that's one of the things she focuses on in the book is as caregivers, we need to take more time for ourselves, and have some self-care for us too. That way we won't get so stressed and overcome with emotions. In Emma's book, she provides lots of medical expertise about the different types of dementia and how the brain changes. And then she also provides plenty of tips in the caregiver's journey. And some of the main focuses is taking care of yourself, finding a support group, letting friends and families in, and that's something she feels is important. And these are some tips I wish I would have had when I started with my mother's caregiving journey, because it was a stressful time, and I felt I was just like her primary caregiver, the one she could depend on. So it was a little bit hard for me to let people into my lives and let people take care of me and support me, but having that support system and family and friends around, it makes a huge difference, and that's just one of the major tips in her book. And this was a very informative read. Like I said, she offered lots of tips to help people who are currently on a caregiving journey or who've been in caregivers in the past. And like I said, it ain't easy. It ain't an easy job, but she provides lots of tips and advice on how to navigate the care journey and taking time for ourselves, getting proper help, and just being the best person that you can be and being the best caregiver for your friend or loved one or whoever you have to look after. So I definitely would give this 5 stars. So it was a very good read. If you're currently a caregiver or been a caregiver in the past, or if you just want to learn more about Bruce Willis and his diagnosis, then I would suggest checking out Emma's book. Okay, and so that's the end of it today. So thank you guys for watching, and hope you have a good day and happy reading. Love y'all.